Northern chiefs in Lagos community, raise alarm over plot to undermine Tinubu. So Northern chiefs in Lagos community raise alarm over plot to undermine Tinubu. What does that mean? Undermine Tinubu how? So they need to expatiate further. Let's see what they have to say. The Council of Arewa Chiefs in Lagos community has called on Lagos State government to take decisive action against one of the state commissioners for allegedly plotting to truncate the existing peace between Arewa community and the people of the state. So there's controversy somewhere. So the Northern monarchs said they have the name of the commissioner, but that they will mention the name at the appropriate time to justify their claims. This was contained in a press statement signed by the council spokesman, Alhaji Issa Jimeta, and made available to reporters. The council said available intelligence has proved that the said commissioner has allegedly set aside millions of naira for a media campaign to truncate the recent appointment of Sarki Housawa, chief of Housa of Lagos community, Alhaji Amino Idris Yaro Dogara, by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Can you imagine? So Tinubu already has installed Sarki Housawa, chief of Hausa, in the Lagos community. And now the commissioner in charge of that area is not happy and is probably wanting to overturn that. And now they're beginning to shout that it's Tinubu's legacy that they want to overturn. They have the name of the commissioner, but they're not coming to say it. Can you imagine? So, and this is probably part of the agreement that Tinubu has signed with the Mieti Allah Kauta Hall in Niger State to help them to achieve their long-term agenda in Nigeria. So when other states and other communities are saying no to this, you can't install your caliphate around us. Tinubu is already doing it in Lagos. Wow. Let's see what this person has to say more. The monarchs also called on security agents in Lagos State to place the commissioner under surveillance just in order to preserve the peace being enjoyed by the Arewa community due to the efforts of the state government and the APC presidential flag bearer Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The council also expressed worry over the commissioner working on the ground to create bad blood between Arewa community and their neighbors by allegedly engineering crisis over the Sarki Hausa's title to achieve personal goal of truncating Lagos peace. So what kind of peace is that? So meaning that if they dethrone that Sarki Housawa, then it means that there will be war because they will have to go into fight. That is what he's saying. We urge the commissioner to avoid this dangerous use of influence to undermine prominent Nigerians like the governor of a state in which he is serving and the APC presidential flag bearer because the two are not his mates. Peace has been attained by the special grace of God in the decades of relationship between Arewa community and their neighbors, and we have to appreciate the state governor for doing the needful and Tinubu for being highly cooperative as father and guardian of the Arewa community, the statement said. So this is what is happening in Lagos. But the question I keep asking, can you go to anywhere in the north and install an Oba or install an Obi or install an Obong in the northern state? Will it stand? Will the Arewa people allow it? Will the Muslims allow it? Because they will burn that palace and burn everybody there. So why are we allowing this to happen in the south? Because of selfish interest. You are supposed to establish your kingdom in your community area and not in another person's land. Now, wow. It will be recalled that the presidential candidate of the APC set up a committee headed by the governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje, whose recommendation he relied upon in recognizing and endorsing relevant leadership of the Arewa community in Lagos State. Can you imagine? So this is what is happening. So this commissioner and the area he's covering actually is not happy with what is happening. And that means that this commissioner is not in alignment with what the state government is doing and the kind of influence that Asiwaju Tinubu is having over the state governor and the communities in the state. All right? For standing his ground and then setting up a committee. You set up a committee of what to check what is going to happen in your state, and you are putting Ganduje, the governor of Kano State from the north, as a chairman of that committee. Does that make sense? So if you are setting up such committee, why not use a citizen of your state, somebody from that community, or people from the state to chair and run that committee, so they can come up with something that is balanced. Now you went and set up a committee and used Ganduje, the governor of Kano State, to be chairman of that committee. What do you expect will be the outcome? So it means that Tinubu is an advocate of Islamization. Tinubu is an advocate of Fulanization. And that is why the TV youth is coming out to say that Tinubu has signed a silent agreement with the Miyetti Allah Kauta Hall in Niger State to help them achieve their long-term agenda in Nigeria. And that long-term agenda is Fulanization and Islamization, all right, accompanied with creation of Ministry of Livestock and Nomadic Life in Nigeria, also accompanied by realization of the 450 grazing routes across Nigeria as a nation. That is what they want. And then installing their Sarkis and their caliphate in all the states in the country. And that is what Tinubu wants to do. So the same warning we got 2015 when Buhari was coming in, that is coming in with Islamization agenda, and a lot of people doubted it and said no. It's exactly the same thing Tinubu wants to do. I'm sure this is the agreement he has signed with the Northerners, and that is why he had to take a Muslim as a running mate and to help them achieve their agenda. Because the truth is that the Hausas will not support anybody that that does not have the plan to help them continue their Islamization agenda. And that is why they're still struggling up to now to take a position. Oh, wow. People need to watch this Tinubu, where he's going. He's going to sell everybody. He's going to sell everybody. So another is saying, Tinubu is not well educated, too old and very weak to lead a nation. Besides, he has a very bad record in terms of governance. So he is not qualified for the position of president. Yes. Another person is saying, no, it's not Tinubu they are campaigning for. It's Shetima. Tinubu, should be careful. Let it not be like Abiola type. You see? Yeah, so they are campaigning for Shetima, not for Tinubu, because they will put him aside and Shetima will run the government. By the grace of God Almighty, Jagaban is the next president of Nigeria, come 2023. Can you imagine what somebody is saying? Somebody is saying, what did Tinubu do for you when he was a governor? Not even a borehole. Don't mind him. You see? So there are so many things here about Tinubu that is coming to the fore, because it's unfortunate that we are having this kind of comment coming about Tinubu and the Arewa. Somebody saying Arewa, known to be part of Fulani terrorists in Lagos and Southwest, these are the evil mercenaries Tinubu depends on to vote for him. Reason why Northerners have the chest to dictate or suggest to Tinubu. Tinubu win Housa will unseat Yorubas from their ancestral homes. Tinubu, sad story. Yeah, so people need to be very, very careful. Some people are running out of ideas. These Fulanis you abuse daily. Labour Party vice presidential candidate happens to be one. We need unity in Nigeria. So the problem we have here, the vice presidential candidate to Peter Obi might be a Fulani, but his track record is clean. Coupled with the fact that Peter Obi is the clean person there, very energetic, is going to run the government. If you compare Peter Obi Dati and Tinubu Shetima, Peter Obi is there, but going to head the government. The buck stopped from his table, and that was what he said, that the office of the president and vice president is not the same, and the buck stops on the table of the president. That was exactly what he said in a video, all right, in a TV interview. But if you compare Tinubu Shetima, you see that Shetima is stronger than Tinubu. So obviously, Shetima is going to run that government and put Tinubu at the background. That is where the fear is. So they are not the same category. They are not the same faith, and they are also not the same disposition. All right. So these are a few of the comments that we have, and this is what this Arewa man is complaining, that somebody, a commissioner, is trying to undermine Tinubu's legacy of having Sarki Housawa in Lagos State, and the guy is working to dismantle that, and that will remove the long-term peace that they have enjoyed. So it's obvious here that Tinubu is for Arewas, and it's also for the Fulanis, not for the Southerners. And it's also obvious that he's going to sell everybody in the South and Middle Belt to the North, or rather to the Fulanis, to achieve his ambition. So both parties have long-term ambition. The Fulanis have long-term ambition of Fulanizing Nigeria. Tinubu has long-term ambition of making sure he's the president of Nigeria. So it's exchange of vows. That is what I see there. God will help Nigeria. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comments below.